Boilers and pressure vessels. AS/NZS 1200 pressure equipment is no longer referenced. Documents referenced by the NCC must meet the ABCB protocol. AS/NZS 1200 is 16 years old this year and does not meet the protocol. Therefore, we no longer reference the standard, and the relevant requirements are now in both volumes of the BCA. You'll see that this has created two new defined terms, one for boiler and another for pressure vessel. The meanings are transferred from AS 1200 to the definitions in the BCA. A pressure vessel is a vessel subjected to high pressure, like a gas storage tank installed in a building. The definition specifically excludes your hot water tank and boilers. A boiler is a vessel where you have liquid above its boiling point at a pressure above atmospheric pressure to make steam. If you heat the liquid to a temperature below its normal boiling temperature, then it is not a boiler. Incidentally, now the boiler is a defined term, the ABCB have taken the opportunity to clarify C2.12, separation of equipment, by italicising boilers in C12A4. This clarifies that a hot water heater, say in a mechanical ventilation system, which doesn't heat water beyond 100 degrees C, does not require fire separation. So here is part of the new specification for boilers and pressure vessels, used for heating appliances and the like. As I said before, these are existing requirements. They have been pulled out of AS/NZS 1200 and some secondary referenced standards and inserted in the code. Spec G2.2 Clause 2.1 contains requirements for a minimum distance between an explosion relief device and an adjacent solid construction. Clause 2.2a and b ensures that any overflow or leakage is dealt with. And Clause 2.3 ensures that building elements around a boiler don't get too hot. Reference documents, as you can see from this table, there are a number of changes to the reference documents. Some are now reference standards, such as AS 5637 Part 1, for determination of group numbers, as mentioned earlier. Some have been removed, such as AS/NZS 1200, boilers and pressure vessels. NASH amendments, steel frame buildings mainly editorial, and there have been numerous new additions and amendments. For more details on these new or amended Australian standards, please refer to the video on changes to the Australian standards. The Vic variation now covers sprinkler protection for balconies by amending Clause 2b of Specification E 1.5, and this will mean that the Regulation 124 will be removed in early June. The amendment to C110CXV that removes any other material that does not significantly increase the hazards of fire aligns with the Regulation 123, will also be removed in early June. H103.2 has been amended as there now is Specification A 1.1 that covers fire-protected timber buildings. The ABCB has a series of handbooks freely available on their website that can assist builders, designers and building surveyors in understanding the requirements of the NCC. Handbooks are currently being developed for the new verification methods, which will bring the total to 19 handbooks. The ABCB has developed a Consolidated Performance Requirements document that is a compilation of the NCC performance requirements, with the general provisions included also. By grouping these provisions together, the document is showing that the performance requirements are the only mandatory requirements of the NCC. You can satisfy them by the deemed to satisfy provisions, or you can meet them with a performance solution. But what you find in this book are the only mandatory requirements of the NCC. That ends the presentation on the changes to the Volume 1. Thank you for listening. As stated at the beginning of the presentation, if you have any questions arising from these changes, Please forward those to our seminar email address, ncc-seminars2016@vba.vic.gov.au. To contact the VBA Technical Services team for any other technical matter, you can do that by post, phone or email addresses shown on the slide.